Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum all my dear friends and English literature aspirants. This is your host Samia Omar and you're watching MA English Part 1 and 2 Notes. Today I'm going to cover another very important topic of linguistics, that is synchronic and diachronic approach. Ferdinand de Saussure. जी सबसे पहले हम introduction देंगे. He was a linguist and called father of modern linguistics. About Ferdinand de Saussure. He was born in 26 November 1857 and died in 22 February 1913. He was Swiss linguist and semantician. His ideas laid a foundation for many significant developments in both in linguistics and semiology in 20th century. He is known as the father of modern linguistics. जी ये 20वीं सदी से इसका ताल्लुक़ था. ये बहुत मशहूर लिंग्विस्ट था और इसने बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट आइडियाज़ की कंट्रीब्यूशन की है लिंग्विस्टिक्स की फील्ड में. डायक्रॉनिक एंड सिंक्रोनिक अप्रोच. फर्स्टली वी विल रीड अबाउट दिस. यू कैन सी अ डायग्राम ऑन द स्क्रीन दैट स्टडी ऑफ लैंग्वेज दो तरीके से हो सकती है, सिंक्रोनिक एंड डायक्रॉनिक. सिंक्रोनिक में क्रोनोस मीन्स टाइम, और टाइम जो है वो लैंग्वेज को पढ़ता है एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम में. डायक्रॉनिक जो है उसकी हिस्टोरिकल डेवलपमेंट और रिकॉर्ड्स को स्टडी करते हैं. हिस्टोरिकल डेवलपमेंट में लैंग्वेज आ जाती है और रिकॉर्ड्स में चेंजेस आ जाते हैं कि क्या क्या तब्दीली वाक़या हुई है. लैंग्वेज और चेंजेस जो है इन बिटवीन सक्सेसिव पॉइंट इन टाइम के एक मुकर्रर वक्त में क्या क्या तब्दीलियाँ वाक़या हुई हैं. ऑन द अदर हैंड सिंक्रोनिक अप्रोच में एज अ लिविंग होल और स्टेट इसको स्टडी किया जाता है एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम पीरियड में, यानी प्रेजेंट टाइम में इसकी क्या कंडीशन है. First you will see what does synchronic means. From ancient Greek, syn with, in company with, together with, plus. Chronos means time, means with time, concerned with events existing in a limited time period and ignoring historical antecedents. यानी हिस्टोरिकल जो वाक़यात गुजर चुके हैं उनको इग्नोर करते हुए लिमिटेड टाइम पीरियड में जो वाक़यात हो रहे हैं, जो एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, उनसे कंसर्न्ड होना और उनकी स्टडी को हम कहते हैं सिंक्रोनिक अप्रोच टू लैंग्वेज. नेक्स्ट इज़ व्हाट डज डायक्रॉनिक मीन. फ्रॉम टू ग्रीक वर्ड्स, डाया विच मीन्स थ्रू एंड क्रोनोस विच मीन्स टाइम, मीन्स थ्रू टाइम, or of concern with phenomenon such as language features as they change through time. यानी उन linguistic features को ये कंसर्न करता है जो कि वक्त के साथ बदल जाते हैं और लैंग्वेज को पढ़ता है कि उसमें क्या क्या डेवलपमेंट हुई है विद द पैसेज ऑफ टाइम. Two approaches to language study. There are two principal approaches in linguistic science to the study of language material, namely the synchronic or descriptive and the diachronic or historical approach. दो approaches हैं लैंग्वेज को स्टडी करने के लिए, synchronic and diachronic. synchronic को descriptive भी कहा जाता है और diachronic को historical. The distinction between a synchronic and a diachronic approach is due to the Swiss philologist Ferdinand de Saussure 1857 to 1913, who separated the two approaches, stating that synchronic linguistics is concerned with systems and diachronic linguistics with single units. Subsequent investigations, however, have shown the possibility and the necessity of introducing the historical point of view into the systematic studies, even in lexology. Lexology से मुराद है कि अल्फाज के मायने की स्टडी करना या उसकी फॉर्म या अल्फाज के बिहेवियर को स्टडी करना. Now let's read out in detail about synchronic. Synchronic is also a mixture of two ancient Latin Greek words, syn which means with, company with, or though, and chronos which means time. It's concerned with events existed in a limited time period and ignoring historical antecedents. Synchronic literally means with time, जैसे कि मैं आपको पहले बता चुकी हूँ. Though etymology is misleading here since Saussure's term describes an atemporal linguistics which proceeds without time, which abstracts away from the facts of the ages and studies language at a given time, frozen moment. Synchronic linguistics is the geographic study of language. A synchronic study of language is a comparison of languages or dialects. ये सिंक्रोनिक स्टडी जो होती है एक लैंग्वेज की, वो कंपैरिजन देती है लैंग्वेजेस के दरमियान, उनके डायलेक्ट्स के दरमियान, वेरियस स्पोकन डिफरेंसेस ऑफ द सेम लैंग्वेज। एक ही लैंग्वेज बोली जाती है लेकिन उसके लहजों में फ़र्क होता है। यूज्ड विद इन सम डिफाइंड स्पैटियल रीजन एंड ड्यूरिंग द सेम पीरियड ऑफ टाइम। एक ही वक्त में बोली जाने वाली लैंग्वेज जो है वो मुख्तलिफ जगहों पे फ़र्क तरीके से बोली जा रही होती है। डिटर्मिनिंग द रीजन्स ऑफ द यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स इन विच पीपल करेंटली से पॉप रादर देन सोडा एंड आइडिया रादर देन आइडियाज़ आर एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ द टाइप्स ऑफ इंक्वायरीज पर्टिनेंट टू अ सिंक्रोनिक स्टडी। जिस तरह के पंजाबी है वो फ़र्क बोली जाती है मुख्तलिफ इलाकों में। रावलपिंडी में फ़र्क बोली जाती है, लाहौर चले जाएँ वहाँ पे आपको डिफरेंस नज़र आएगा। Next is diachronic. Diachronic linguistics refers to the study of how a language evolves over a period of time. यानी किस तरह से तब्दीली आती है वक्त के साथ साथ एक लैंग्वेज में। For example, tracing the development of English from the Old English period to the 20th century is a diachronic study. कि कैसे ओल्ड इंग्लिश में और 20th सेंचुरी की इंग्लिश में क्या फ़र्क है, उसमें क्या डेवलपमेंट हुई है, उसकी स्टडी को diachronic स्टडी कहते हैं। Language change is one of the subjects of historical linguistics, the subfield of linguistics that studies language in its historical aspects. जी, इसमें historical aspects भी देखे जाते हैं और ये एक सब फील्ड है linguistics की। Sometimes the term diachronic linguistics is used instead of historical linguistics. जी, diachronic linguistics को historical भी कहा जाता है, ये मैं पहले भी बता चुकी हूँ, as a way of referring to the study of language or languages at various points in time and at various historical stages. Diachronic linguistics, known as historical linguistics and also as philology, discuss synchronic and diachronic approaches to language in opposition to the totally historical view of language of the previous 100 years. Ferdinand de Saussure emphasized the importance of seeing from two distinct and largely exclusive points of view, which he called synchronic and diachronic. ये exclusive point of view थे उसके, जो जिनका नाम उसने synchronic and diachronic दिया। The word chronic has been derived from Greek word chronos, which means time. Synchronic linguistics sees language as a living whole, existing as a state at a particular point in time. Saussure put in Greek syn with chronos, time. Diachronic linguistics concerns language in its historical development. ये आपको पहले भी मैं बढ़ा चुकी हूँ। Greek through chronos, time. Thus, descriptive linguistics is known as synchronic linguistics and studies a language at one particular period of time. Historical linguistics is known as diachronic or temporal linguistics and deals with the development of language through time. For example, अब यहाँ पे example आ रही है, इसको आप note कर लीजिएगा. The way in which French or Italian have evolved from Latin and Hindi from Sanskrit. It also investigates language change. A study of the language from Old to Middle English is a diachronic study. ओल्ड इंग्लिश में क्या था और मिडल इंग्लिश में क्या चेंजिंग्स आई हैं अब देखें। नाइट की स्पेलिंग आप देखें, पहले इसको चिंट प्रोनाउंस करें और मिडल इंग्लिश में नाइट। स्टैन जो है वो स्टोन और ए जो है वो ओ प्रोनाउंस होगा। In the same way, the study of a writer's development from youth to maturity is an example of diachronic study, कि किस तरह से एक राइटर अपना राइटिंग स्टाइल को डेवलप करता है यूथ से मेचोरिटी की तरफ। The way in which Shakespeare's style changes from youth to maturity is also an instance of diachronic study. Saussure says synchronic linguistics will concern the logical and psychological relations that bind together coexisting terms and form a system in the collective mind of speakers. Diachronic linguistics, on the contrary, will study relations that bind together successive terms not perceived by the collective mind but substituted for each other without forming a system. Next is, thus, synchronic linguistics deals with systems, whereas diachronic with units. The relationship between both the aspects of language study was diagrammatically represented by Saussure in the following way. Students, ये क्वेश्चन अगर आ जाए तो आपने इस क्वेश्चन में ये डायग्राम ड्रॉ करनी है। एक्स एक्सिस और वाई एक्सिस ड्रॉ हुआ हुआ है और इस डायग्राम को थोड़ा सा मैं एक्सप्लेन करती हूँ आपको। हियर ए बी इज़ द सिंक्रोनिक एक्सिस ऑफ simultaneities. CD is the diachronic axis of succession. AB is a language state at an arbitrary point in time on the CD at X. CD is the historical path the language has traveled and the route which it is going to continue. Students, you can see in this diagram कि AB जो है represent कर रहा है synchronic पाथ को, यानी किस तरह से लैंग्वेज में प्रेजेंट हाल में तब्दीली वाक़या हो रही है। CD इज़ द हिस्टोरिकल पाथ ऑफ द लैंग्वेज, कि जो कुछ हो चुका है लैंग्वेज में, डेवलप हो चुका है ऑलरेडी, ये उसको रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है। एंड X इज़ द पॉइंट के जो अभी जो लैंग्वेज की मौजूदा सिचुएशन है वो उसको रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है कि किस तरह से उसमें तब्दीली आ रही है प्रेजेंट लैंग्वेज में। I hope you understand, and if you don't understand, you can always comment below. The route which it is going to continue traveling. The point of intersection X indicates that neither excludes the other completely. If CD represents evolution over a period, says 100 years from 1850 to 1950. CD अगर ये रिप्रेजेंट करता है कि 100 साल का अरसा गुजर गया है 1850 से 1950 तक, यानी X1, X2, X3 ये रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं लैंग्वेज की सक्सेसिव स्टेट को, कि किस तरह से लैंग्वेज में तब्दीली वाक़या हो रही है 1860, 1870, 1880, 1890 एंड सो ऑन। सो X1, X2, X3 ये रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है कि लैंग्वेज में डेवलपमेंट होती जा रही है हर 10 साल बाद। The difference between descriptive or synchronic and historical or diachronic linguistics can be illustrated by the diagram of Saussure itself, who was the first person to point out the necessity of distinguishing between the two approaches. वो ये बताना चाहता था कि दोनों approaches में क्या फ़र्क है। We may think this is fairly obvious distinction if it had not been the case that some quite eminent 19th century scholars had failed to draw it. And it needs to be drawn. Neither excludes the other completely, of course. There must be a point of intersection in terms of the above mentioned diagram. But being aware of the distinction allows us to focus attention more answeringly on language from a given consistent angle. यानी ये ज़रूरी हो गया था कि दोनों में distinction कायम की जाए कि दोनों में फ़र्क क्या है। Moreover, due emphasis on the synchronic, which had been neglected dimension before Saussure, helps to clarify the important point that a diachronic investigation always presupposes to some extent to synchronic study. यानी diachronic study के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है synchronic study. It is impossible to consider the way a language has changed from one state to another without first knowing something about the two states to be compared. ये मुमकिन ही नहीं है कि आप दो चीज़ों का कंपैरिजन करो अगर आपको एक चीज़ का मालूम ही ना हो। This need not to be a pair of complete synchronic descriptions, of course, to complain that it would be a distortion of what linguists actually do in practice, but some non-historical analysis is essential as a preliminary. ये ज़रूरी है उसका historical analysis. अब synchronic study भी आप करने चाह रहे हो तो उसके लिए भी diachronic का मालूम होना ज़रूरी है. Saussure rounds off his discussion with various analogies, of which his analogy with a game of chess is perhaps the most famous. If you walk into a room while a chess game is being played, it is possible to assess the state of the game by simply studying the position of the pieces on the board. As long as we know the rules. अगर हम एक कमरे में जाएं और वहाँ चेस खेली जा रही हो तो हमें उन पीसेस की पोजीशन देखने से ये आइडिया हो जाएगा कि बोर्ड पे जिस तरह से उनकी पोजीशन है, और हम अगर रूल्स को जानते हो तो हमें पता चल जाएगा कि गेम अभी किस लेवल पे। वी डू नॉट नॉर्मली नीड टू नो द प्रीवियस मूव्स फ्रॉम द बिगनिंग ऑफ द गेम। हमें ये जानने की ज़रूरत नहीं होती कि पहले क्या हुआ और सारा कुछ दोबारा से मालूम करने की कोशिश करें। And likewise, the state of board at every move is implicit in any pattern of play we may wish to study. The synchronic or diachronic distinction, Saussure claims, is very much like this, and without wanting to push the analogy too far, we can agree with him कि अगर हमें present condition मालूम हो तो हम उससे अंदाज़ा लगा सकते हैं कि इससे पहले क्या कुछ हो चुका है, just like a chess game. Throughout the 19th century, linguistic research was very strongly historical in character. One of the principal aims of the subject was to group language families on the basis of independent development from a common source, or to study language change. The description of a particular language was made subsidiary to this general aim, and there was little interest in the study of language of a given community without reference to historical consideration. Saussure's distinction between diachronic and synchronic investigation of the language is a distinction between two opposing viewpoints. Nevertheless, valid diachronic work has to be based on good synchronic work because no valid statement about linguistic change can be made unless good description of a language does exist. Similarly, a synchronic statement may well reflect certain historical developments. For example, two vowels of real and real are described as being basically different because the historical facts show different sources for the E and the E. दोनों में फ़र्क है. On the other hand, we find statements like ought is the past tense of O and dice is the plural of die. One can point out that these statements are diachronically but not synchronically true. A synchronic approach is enough to gain mastery over contemporary language, but it is necessary to have a diachronic description to understand the evolution of that language. तो ये ज़रूरी है कि किसी लैंग्वेज का इर्तिका मालूम करने के लिए उसकी diachronic approach भी आपको पता हो. According to the method, range or scope of its study or the focus of interest of the linguist, linguistics can be classified into different kinds, the chief of which are noted below. Diachronic linguistics and synchronic linguistics. Diachronic linguistics is the kind in which we study the historical development of language through different periods of time. For example, we study how French and Italian have grown out of Latin. The changes that have occurred in language with the passage of time are also studied under this kind of linguistics. Therefore, it is called historical linguistics. ये तमाम चेंजेस जो अकर होती हैं जो कि वक्त के साथ साथ लैंग्वेज में रोनमा होती हैं, ये हिस्टोरिकल लिंग्विस्टिक्स के अंडर स्टडी की जाती हैं. Synchronic linguistics is not concerned with the historical development of language. It confines itself to the study of how a language is spoken by a specified speech community at a particular point of time, and it is also called descriptive linguistics. ये भी मैं आपको पहले अभी बता चुकी हूँ. Diachronic linguistics studies language change, and synchronic linguistics studies language states without their history. According to C.F. Hockett, जी ये कोड आ रहा है आगे C.F. Hockett का, and it is important to note down. So आप लोग ये ज़रूर कोड मेंशन कीजिएगा जब ये पेपर में आए तो. The study of how language works at a given time, regardless of its past history or future destiny, is called descriptive or synchronic linguistics. The study of how speech habits change as time goes by is called historical linguistics or diachronic linguistics. The distinction synchrony and diachrony refers to the difference in treating language from different points of view. Though the historical character of language cannot be ignored, its present form being the result of definite historical processes, changes, and transformation, it is necessary for a complete understanding of it to concentrate on the units of its structure at the present moment. Some scholars do not see the two approaches apart. They assert, कुछ scholars ऐसे हैं जो इन दो approaches को मुख्तलिफ नहीं समझते. They assert that it is a mistake to think of descriptive and historical linguistics as two separate compartments. However, on the whole, the two areas are kept apart and one is studied to the exclusion of the other. Synchronic statements make no reference to the previous stages in the language. Linguistic studies in the 19th century were historical. 19वीं सदी में linguistic की studies जो थी वो historical ही थी character में. In character, they originated as part of the general historical investigations into the origins and development of cultures and communities, especially West Asia, Egypt, etc. Such philological researchers viewed language at different stages of its progress and attempted to understand relations among different languages. मुख्तलिफ लैंग्वेजेस में क्या आपस में ताल्लुकात थे उनको अंडरस्टैंड करना ये भी शामिल था इसमें. Language families were discovered and genetic affinities identified. For Zermundske, diachronic linguistics was a great discovery of the 19th century. वो इसको एक बहुत बड़ी डिस्कवरी समझता था 19वीं सदी की. और इसका आगे कोट आ रहा है, आप लोग ये नोट कर लीजिए. Which developed so powerfully and fruitfully from the 1820s to the 1880s. जो इस अरसे में वो बहुत तेज़ी से डेवलप हुई. This discovery enabled linguists to explain modern languages as a result of law-governed historical development. Linguists इस काबिल हो गए कि वो एक्सप्लेन कर सके मॉडर्न लैंग्वेजेस को जो कि रिजल्ट थी लॉ गवर्नड हिस्टोरिकल डेवलपमेंट का. On a closer look, one realizes that without a good synchronic descriptive work, valid historical diachronics postulations are not possible. In other words, a good historical linguist needs to be thorough descriptive scholar too. ठीक है, जो एक अच्छा हिस्टोरिकल लिंग्विस्ट है उसको ज़रूरत होती है कि वो डिस्क्रिप्टिव स्कॉलर भी बने, यानी उसको आज की सिचुएशन भी पता हो लैंग्वेज की. The figure above shows the distinction. Diachronic axis xy has been considered moving and synchronic x-axis static. It was Swiss linguist Ferdinand de Saussure who first coined these terms and established these distinctions. Ferdinand de Saussure था जिसने ये terms बनाई थी और फिर इनमें फ़र्क किया था. As a Russian linguist, V.M. Zermunsky observes in de Saussure's conception, synchrony is language considered as a system of static oppositions resting on a single temporal plane, a static two-dimensional cross-section. The principles that introduce the dichotomy enable us to obtain, according to Wilkins, particularly accurate information about a language. Wilkins का भी एक quote है, आप इसको नोट कर लें. Particularly accurate information about a language in its current usage. But Saussure's analogy of chess breaks at the point that players determine the course of any particular game that is being played in opposition to one another and with reference to a recognized goal. As far as we know, there is no directionality in the diachronic development of languages. What is the difference between diachronic and synchronic? Diachronic linguistics is the same thing as historical linguistics. Diachronic linguistics is the study of the changes in language over time. Synchronic linguistics is the study of the linguistic elements and usage of a language at a particular moment. जी, ये फ़र्क है जो मैं आपको पहले भी बहुत अच्छे तरीके से वाज़े कर चुकी हूँ. Synchronic linguistics deals with the system. Synchronic linguistics will be concerned with the logical and psychological relations that binds together coexisting terms and form a system in the collective minds of speakers. Whereas diachronic linguistics, on the contrary, studies relations that bind together successive terms not perceived by the collective minds but substituted for each other without forming system. Diachronic linguistics deals with the units. The interdependence of the two approaches, ये दोनों approaches एक दूसरे पे interdependent हैं. The two approaches in lexicology, synchronic and diachronic, should not be contrasted or set one against the other. In fact, they are interconnected and interdependent. Every linguistic structure and system exists in a state of constant development, so that the synchronic state of language system is a result of long process of linguistic evolution, the result of the historical development of the language. As a conclusion, it can be clearly stated that diachronic approach comes out from synchronic status. That is mean unless synchronic status exists, we cannot do diachronic analysis. Hence, we can say that diachronic approach is interrelated to synchronic approach. Gee students, I hope you have understood this concept of synchronic and diachronic approach. If you don't understand anything, you can always comment below. Till then, students, this is your host, Sami Omer, signing off from MA English Part 1 and 2 notes. Don't forget to like my video and subscribe my channel for more informative and quality notes videos. And also press the bell icon for notifications. Take care and Allah Hafiz.